down. Let's go. We'll go all night.
We got the whole gang tonight. We can't go all night, but we got a nice little break.
Little Sunday night session.
The last football game just finished, an overtime session here with the Colts and Packers. So everybody desperately looking for something else to do in the small window before you go watch more football. Hang here for a little bit. We've got Celtics free agent. I don't know. Is this a wrap-up? I mean, this might be a wrap-up. They may be done. This may be your team.
This is first impression for these guys. Where have they been all weekend?
I know.
Don't say it like it's a bad thing, John.
They've got lives. These guys have lives. Okay?
Hey, I popped in Friday. I was there.
He was here, but we've been here Friday, Saturday, Sunday, the draft on whatever day. What was
Wednesday.
Draft hours, yep.
That feels like a marathon.
That was a marathon session.
A fun thing I learned today after we found out that Jayson Tatum, and that's the news of the day, that Jayson Tatum signed his max extension, and that's what we're going to lead with here, is Jayson Tatum's a month younger than Peyton Pritchard.
Whew.
That's what you're going to say, John? Wow. John was the one that was like calling this months ago, saying like, "Look out for Tatum. You never know. He may not stay in Boston forever." Now look at you. Oh, okay, you were scared.
I've been very clear. My fear is where he goes after this contract. That's it.
Oh, come on. This is huge, John. This is huge. Are you kidding me?
This was automatic. Nobody thought he wasn't signing this. My fear is what he does after this. That's right. The whole ball game is Tatum's third contract. Tatum and Brown third contract. But let's talk about this. He's here. This was a fait accompli. We knew it was going to happen. On the horn here, Jimmy Toscano, Bobby Manning, Josue Pavano. Just kidding. Josue Pavone. Everybody's back, and we're talking about. So we have a few things that happened, and over the weekend, also Celtics plugged a couple holes with a couple of signings. We're going to debate the merits of those. We're gonna pour water all over everybody's Bogdanovich insanity.
I'm so glad I missed that.
That consumed them for 24 to 36 hours. Just insane Celtics fans assuming that.
And I'm gonna tell you how they can still do it.
Oh God. Okay, we'll get there.
Bobby is he's an enabler.
Bobby's not giving up. He's not giving up. Enabler.
All right, so there's that, and then I want to talk a little bit about it. We're going to go back to Hayward a little bit too, because I've got I have a slight developing opinion on that. Let's start with Tatum, guys. We knew this was going to happen. It's a good thing. I don't have a ton to say about it, other than, I mean, what questions can you ask here? Are you worried at all that the money affects him, that he becomes Mr. Aloof superstar guy? I have no idea. I mean, he knew he was getting paid. He got paid. Everybody in his class, De'Aaron Fox, Donovan Mitchell, they all got the same deal because this is how the NBA works. If you're good like this, you get this deal, and they got it. Yeah. So here he is, 195, bling, huge deal for a friggin' – he's 22, but in our hearts and our eyes, he'll always be 19.
I saw someone say 19 and 1,400 days or whatever it is.
Yeah, exactly. Counting. Jimmy, initial thoughts here.
Yeah, it's huge news for Deuce Tatum, who's going to have the best Christmas ever. So good for him. But yeah, like you said, John.
Maybe Tatum can afford a hoop now.
Yeah, true. I like that.
Yeah, he's going to have a whole new court now.
Yeah, I wonder if he'll actually go home shopping, and if we'll hear about Jayson Tatum purchased a home, like used to be Paul Pierce's home or whatever.
There's one in Wellesley near a cheese shop if he wants.
Oh yeah, the neighbors are great.
If he's interested,
police always check up on him.
The police will always come by. That can't
shout out Robin.
That can't be a selling point.
No.
Tonight's gonna be fun. I can tell.
But like you said, John, I mean, this is Danny Ainge wants you to talk about this. This is what Danny Ainge wants. He doesn't want you to talk about the last couple of days. He wants you to talk about
which is why we're not going to spend a ton of time on this.
Right. He wants to talk about Jayson Tatum, but the truth is, this is, like you said, this was always going to happen. I think the only question was he going to sign the 5-year or the 4, right? So,
well, it's 4+1. It's a player option.
Yeah, it's essentially a 4 when you think about it.
It's a player option, which he's going to decline so he can get that second deal. So it's a 4.
Yeah, so it's a 4, and
it starts in 22.
Yes, 22 through
20 to 25.
25 it would be, yeah.
So, I mean,
24, 25. Yep.
You can't spin this any negative way, John. You can try, but you really can't. I mean,
I'm not trying.
No, I know you're not trying, but somebody might try, and like you just can't. I mean, at the end of it, or the end of that 4th year is when it's going to get really serious in terms of, okay, is this guy going to stick around for, the next extension or what? And then we can worry about that at that point. But for now, the Celtics got their 2 guys, Jaylen Brown, Jayson Tatum, locked up for the near future here. And these are the 2 guys that they're going to be building around and plugging guys in and out. And yeah, you're going to lose a guy like Gordon Hayward. You might lose a guy like Kemba Walker, but Danny Ainge is going to do everything he can to make sure that these 2 guys are happy and are wanting to stick around in Boston. So good day for the Celtics. Good day for Jayson Tatum, obviously, and they just try to go on from there.
Other thoughts, guys?
Yeah, no question. It's a huge commitment. I think it's a message across the league too. I think it shows to everyone that, hey, I'm committed to Boston right now. I mean, I'm not going to lie. Look, going into the season, you think about Kemba Walker's health. That's something that's been on my mind throughout this entire offseason. And to have Tatum lock in now is very important because who knows? Who knows if next season Kemba's not 100%, Kemba drops off. And imagine if someone like, I don't know, Kyrie Irving from Brooklyn, who's in constant contact with Jayson Tatum. They both confirmed this, by the way. Of course, we can all say that, right? So, that's just one example, though. Washington, I mean, teaming up with his old buddy Bradley Beal. Like, there's so many other options out there if Kemba Walker isn't who we saw last season. Look, I'm to play devil's advocate here, I'm just saying if that happens, that could really be bad for the Celtics down the road. But now that you have Jayson Tatum committed long-term, this opens a window for the Boston Celtics. Him next to, of course, Jaylen Brown, who I think will be an all-star next year for the Celtics. And with those 2 leading the way, I think the Celtics are in great shape moving forward, for sure.
Tatum, Beal, and Mitchell will all be on a team together in 2025. I just don't know which team that is.
But that's a long road. That's a long way road, man. I'm telling you, this is huge. This is huge.
Why not
Tatum committing now is big for the Celtics.
Why not us? Yeah. Bobby?
Joseph, he had to commit. He had to commit, man.
It's good. It's a good time.
He could have waited. He could have waited, Jimmy.
It's a good time frame here, 2025. You got 4 years to put this thing together. The thing is, when we put it in context with what we talked about yesterday, that one step back season that this year is probably going to be as it looks right now, and then trying to push something forward for next season, you cut that in half in one swing there. So it's not a huge amount of time, but it's enough for them to work something out here, try to put another contending team together. And as long as you have those 2 guys, Brown, Tatum, both signed through 2025 now, you're going to be as good as any of the other top 5 teams in the East, probably, as long as their progression continues. So you got security here, you got stability at the top of the roster, and it sends a signal whose team this is at this point. Kyrie's gone, Hayward's gone, Horford's gone. It's just those 2 guys at the top. Kemba's a willing facilitator for those 2. The hierarchy is set now on this roster, essentially.
Definitely.
Yeah, well, that is what it is. Let's whip through our other signings here, and I'm going to get some of the other. I want to get to Bobby's breaking Bogdan developing news on how it can get done.